means so much to these young men, some of whom in this tournament are as young as 14 years old. Finally, the ball is in the right position, and any minute now we will be underway. It's Venezuela, La Vino Tinto as they're known, attacking the goal to our right-hand side in this first half. There's an early touch for Samuel Marquina. Many of these Venezuelan players played in the qualification campaign. It really was the goals of Andres Ponce that propelled them into this final. They're not, it seems, a free-scoring side, but I think the Tunisians will find that they are difficult to break down. They have a very, very solid back four, Venezuela. It's up to the likes of Ben Salem and Haj Hassan to try and produce that bit of quality to breach the stubborn rearguard of Venezuela. Early throw is taken by Andres Benitez. Nodded away. Out of play just for a throw into Venezuela. So an early chance for the South American runners-up to get some early momentum going. Samuel Marquina will take the throw. Finds David Zalzman. It's a disappointing ball in, but they're going to have to watch him, number 10. He grew up in Spain and attended Barcelona's academy, no less. Came through that. Is now back in his home country, playing for Anozategui. It was a harmless ball in by him. There will be nerves inevitably. I've spoken to several of the coaches before this tournament, and they're all of the opinion that sometimes it's about who's got the stomach for the fight, who could turn out to be a star. Obviously, with boys of this age, it's never completely predictable how they will perform. Ball just hoofed out of harm's way for Venezuela by Diego Osio. It's been a fairly slow start to proceedings. Number 6 for Tunisia is Vasim Nagmouchi, who is seen as one of their big stars. He's already played at senior level for his club Esperance Sports. And the Venezuelans losing possession on the far side, and Tunisia try to come forward now with Ben Labe. This is a decent move, and it's just snuffed out. Decent foot in there by the Venezuelan captain Franco Diaz, just as Tunisians were threatening something there. It's given away in midfield. There's a chance for Haj Hassem here, and it was taken on, and then Ben Labi didn't have room for the shot. It was nicked away from him. This is a good little spell by the Tunisians. This is Jebeli. And the man shadowing him is Juan Tineo. It's a real scramble. It's going to be a free kick to Tunisia. Which offers them an early opportunity perhaps to test Baker Velasquez, who is a good goalkeeper. Free kick will be taken by Wasim Nagmouchi. There are 5 white shirts for him to aim at in the box. So the first real test for the Venezuelan rearguard, who did so well in South America in keeping goals out. And we don't need to worry about that one. That's floated high above the crossbar. So the 2 opportunities that either side has had so far to create something have both ended in nothing. The free kick there by Nagmouchi, and at the other end the through ball by Zalzman. Nervous opening, as you would expect. A little bit of frustration you saw there on the face of Abdelhai Belsultan, the Tunisian coach. Tineo's got to get enough on the header to find his goalkeeper. He's just about done that. But Haj Hassan is a player who knows where the goal is, and he was never going to give up the chase until it was in the keeper's gloves. Another away there was by Khalil Khalid, the Tunisian left back. And the Tunisians have been the more positive in the opening few minutes. Match nearly 5 minutes old. And they've waited a long time for any kind of international exposure, the Venezuelans. They played in the Moscow Olympics back in 1980. They also played in the World Under-20 Championships as recently as 2009. They got to the round of 16 in that tournament before losing, ironically, to the country they're staying in at the moment, the United Arab Emirates. Not been a great start for the host nation, of course, defeated 2-1 by Honduras in their opening game last night. There's the first shot of the game, fired away from a very, very demanding angle. It was struck by Nidal Ben Salem, who I'm told by Tunisian supporters is one of the players they're looking to in this tournament to create something out of nothing. He couldn't quite there. It was a case of the angle being against him a little bit, but he's got a shot away, which I think will please the coach. Shows positive intentions. So Tunisia come again. This is Nagmuchi. He's a player clearly they're going to try and play the game through, the number 6. He's the dynamo in midfield. Ball looks a little too long, but it was a good clearance nonetheless. A full stretch by Franco Diaz. Suffered a sending off in the qualification campaign when Venezuela drew 0-0 with Colombia. Plays for the DVO Lara club. At the moment, Venezuela can't get the ball through midfield successfully. They might do here. It's played forward by Zalzman. Very well read, though, by Marouane Sauraoui. He goes all the way to Baike Velasquez, the Venezuelan goalkeeper. Keep an eye out for him. He has a maverick streak, if you like, coming from a long tradition of flamboyant South American goalkeepers. One remembers Jose Luis Chilavert and the like. It's an early ball forward, which picks up Chibeb Djeli. But it's scooped away, but only as far as Knid, who gets a second chance. Here's Chbeli again. And again, it's well defended. They're very, very good at the back, Venezuela, the way they're set up. They have a couple of deep-lying midfield players as well, and they have a possible break on here, and there's a real roar as Jose Marquez gets the ball into the box and goes for the return and should have scored. It was a brilliant save by the keeper. The pressure's still on for Venezuela. What an opportunity that was for Venezuela to break the deadlock and score their first ever goal in an under-17 World Cup. You have to credit Sabri Ben Hessem. That was a terrific save. And that's the difference between 0-0 and his side trailing. Excellent goalkeeping. This is how it happened. It was a lightning quick break. The ball was played square across to Marquez by Caraballo. The two front men combining well. And what a good save by the 17-year-old CS Sfaxian goalkeeper. Meanwhile, they've conceded a free kick, Tunisia. So Venezuela, having had the first real chance of the game, now have a free kick which David Zalzman, who is very much a number 10 in the classic definition of that, footballing wise, will take the free kick. It's a decent delivery. The goalkeeper didn't get there, but then neither did the man coming up to try and oppose him. I think it was big defender Diaz who was looking to get beyond the goalkeeper, but he covered himself in glory just before that. Excellent save, and this was a really good view of it. Nice cutback by Caraballo, and really I think Marquez will be disappointed that he didn't bury that. I'm sure Andres Ponce, their hero from qualifying, would have made it 1-0. He seemed to have a magic touch in front of goal. It'll be interesting to see without him how Venezuela cope in this tournament. All the coaches say if you've got a decent goal scorer who can guarantee you quality in and around the 6-yard box, it is such an asset. We saw it with Mosquito of Brazil last night and Nicolas Acosta of Uruguay. Argentina have Sebastian Driussi, who, when you get a chance to look at him, is a terrific player. Argentina play tomorrow against Iran in Dubai in their opening game. They were the South American champions, but only by goal difference from these Venezuelans. 10 minutes gone. Goalless at the Sharjah Stadium, but another free kick opportunity for La Vino Tinto. It'll be taken by Salzman again. The previous one was an excellent delivery that they couldn't quite get on the end of. He has another chance here to get Tunisia on the back foot. Goalkeeper is safe this time. Already has played in the Tunisian Senior League. Sabri Ben Hussein, and his much talked about goalkeeper, was terrific in the qualifying campaign. So this ball through midfield, it was drilled by Mouez Aboud, who was a goal scorer in the qualifying group against Gabon in a match which Tunisia won 4-2. Third place in the African Youth Championships is their best ever performance. They needed a penalty shootout win against Morocco to clinch the bronze medal. It took them through, along with Cote d'Ivoire, Nigeria and Morocco, from Africa to the United Arab Emirates. Here come Venezuela again. The attempted cross there is repelled quite comfortably. A lovely touch, and there's an opening here for Jebeli. Gets into the box, still going Jebeli. Can he get the shot away finally? Tries the overhead kick, and Baika Velasquez is there, but he had about 3 opportunities. Did Chiheb Jebeli to put Tunisia in front. Not on any of those occasions was he really able to get a significant shot in. Went through the Venezuelan rear guard, but eventually, in an attempt to lob the goalkeeper, he just got his angles a bit wrong. So both sides have had a decent moment inside the opening 12.5 minutes. Here's the little burst through. It was rather unfortunate that it came back off Quintineo, which offered the opportunity to Jebeli. And here come Tunisia again. The ball flicked over the top by Ben Labi. And Venezuela clear. So the game is beginning to open up a little bit after a fairly nervy opening 10 minutes or so, as you'd expect. Neither able to make the breakthrough so far. This is Aboud. It's another really nice touch by Haj Hassan. Jebeli again with a cross. It's only half clear. There's a real chance here for Haj Hassan, and he is furious that he hasn't taken it. Really good opportunity for the man with a golden touch in the qualifying. It was a poor clearance by Osio. An even poorer shot, unfortunately, for Tunisia, by the man who hit the net 4 times en route to these finals, unable to get the first goal in Group D. But again, I think both managers will be pleased that at least chances are being created, and it is becoming a more entertaining match as time goes on. Tunisia warmed up for this tournament with a few friendly matches. Actually, they drew 2-2 with Argentina. They beat the youth team from the Spanish club Malaga 6-2. A couple of draws against Uzbekistan. That's a really important interception by Quintineo, because that was heading down the inside left channel, and had it done so, I think Jebeli, who's already shown what he can do down that particular flank, might well have been in. It was a really good stretch by the tall defender. He was ever present but for one game in the qualification campaign and has already made first-team appearances for Atletico Venezuela, Juantineo. They're aiming again for Haj Hassan. This time it's thumped away quite comfortably by Osio. This is Zalzman. Caraballo. Decent move, but the last ball was wanting, but it was nicely played through midfield by the Venezuelans. Zalzman involved, Caraballo involved as well. And the final header wasn't what Marquez wanted. Earlier, Caraballo had put one beautifully across for him, and he maybe should have scored. I think both the main strikers will be feeling it should be 1-1 at the moment. Marquez for Venezuela with a shot really well saved, and then Haj Hassan with a drive from the edge of the box which went an awfully long way wide. But it's been a good watch so far, with just over a quarter of an hour played in the FIFA Under-17 World Cup in the United Arab Emirates. It's one of 4 matches taking place today on match day 2. We've mentioned Russia and Japan, also in Group C, Croatia against Morocco and Panama against Uzbekistan in what is a truly cosmopolitan competition. Venezuela of South America, whose senior side are the only South American team never to have qualified for the World Cup, have a free kick. It's lofted in. It's an aimless one from Francisco Lamantia, who operates on the left side of midfield. The Venezuelans aren't going to end that record either at senior level. They've failed to qualify for Brazil next summer. It's actually a country where baseball is the #1 sport, but football's not far behind. Here's Marquina, just turning away from his man. He's lost possession now, and suddenly the dangerous Jebeli has the ball at his feet in midfield for the Tunisians. And he's done well to pick out Kneed, who's overlapping from left back. It's a good cross by him. Haj Hassan is can't quite get the touch, and it's nudged back to his goalkeeper by Andres Benitez over on the left side of the Tunisian back four. Just shepherded away from danger. The man threatening behind him was Nidal Ben Salem. I think it's having the Venezuelan player get on with it. I think we'd all echo those sentiments. He's been holding onto the ball for ages. Finally, it's back in play. And there'll be another throw for him to maybe dither over. Zalzman with the first-time ball gets it back. Can't find the pass through, though. But Venezuela win it back. There's a chance here. It's a decent strike. It's desperately unlucky. It's hit the post. Really, really good strike. I think it was Zalzman who hit it from 20 yards. And this time, Ben Hessem was beaten, but the post wasn't. How unlucky, Venezuela, that they don't lead, because that was a truly terrific strike. And on another day, it would have crept inside the post. Fabulous opportunity. Best chance of the game so far. And it's the number 10, Zalzman, the boy who came through the academy at Barcelona, who's produced a terrific strike, and as I say, will be cursing his luck that that didn't fly in. It was a super strike, and it just gives warning of what he is capable of. Host of scouts, of course, from the top, mainly European clubs are in the Emirates looking at players who they may earmark as the stars of the future and look to bring across. A fair few of them already do play for foreign nations. Tunisia have a couple. Mohamed Draga, who's not starting today, plays his football in Germany. Venezuelans are all based in their own country. 8 of them, 8 of the squad, play for the main club, Caracas FC. They are very much the dominant club in the northeastern tip of the South American continent. Had it not been for the goalkeeper in the post, Venezuela could easily be 2 up in this one. They've done really well. And here's Marquez again, looking to get the better of Sarawi. It's still not gone out. Who did it come off? It came off Sarawi. It'll be a corner to the Venezuelans. You can hear their fans clapping in the background at the opportunity that this may afford them. It was a good play by Marquez. He stuck to his guns. Zalzman has gone across to take care of the corner. And the big defenders, Marquina and Ocio, have gone up for this one as well. It'll be an out swinger. Tineo has joined them. And Ben Hassan has work to do here, perhaps. Zalzman delivers. Oh, tremendous volley. Really well struck by Franco Diaz. And in the end, it was off target, but I'm not sure whether they've been working that on training. If they are, well, it was almost a sensational goal. Zalzman picking out his captain, and Diaz with a really meaty volley. Just wide. There is Franco Diaz, who almost put his country ahead at the other end. Venezuela at the moment are having much the better of things. And that's a very good ball. Marquez is chasing down the line. Clever back heel. Oh, and then I think he slipped a little as he was trying to get the ball across, and in the end it didn't come off for Eduardo Macera, who crept forward from left back. But it was lovely play here. Marquez with a clever back heel. I reckon he was trying to shoot there rather than square it, but just under pressure from the defender stumbled a little and was forced to play his effort across the face of goal. But the Venezuelans will be hugely encouraged by this. Remember, this is their first ever game in the Under-17 World Cup. They are traditionally the weakest nation in South American football, perhaps along with Bolivia. But they've given a really good account of themselves so far in this one. And here's Marquina in midfield, just playing it out to Tineo. That looks a little bit loose from him, but he's got away with it. The Tunisians have won it back, and it's Jebeli who's done that, but not for long. Venezuela tidying up. There's a very healthy Venezuelan contingent here inside the Sharjah Stadium. They're making themselves heard at the moment as the ball is played out of the side just in front of Rafael Dudamel, the Venezuelan coach, who I think will be delighted. You can see him there in the foreground of your picture wearing a dark grey suit. It's very warm, so I don't know how comfortable he is wearing those many layers. Most of the crowd are in shirt sleeves. It's another free kick to the Venezuelans, right in front of their watching coach, and David Zalzman, who looks like he's on his game today, will take it. Headed clear, but really as far as the edge of the box. Macera trying to keep it alive for Venezuela, but in the end it was picked up by Muez Aboud and eventually cleared by Tunisia. Nice little turn there by Andres Benitez. Juan Tineo is just inside his own half. Tineo trying to find Marquez, who's looked lively. And again, the Venezuelans working very hard in midfield to just make sure that Tunisia can't work the ball forward at the moment at all. Certainly with the midway point in the first half having been reached, you'd have to say if it was a boxing match that Venezuela would be ahead on points. But here come the Tunisians with their potential danger man Nagmouchi, and that's a really good ball. Velasquez has come a really long way, perhaps too far. It must be the opening goal, and it is. Tunisia have taken the lead. He went all the way through. The goalkeeper completely overcommitted himself. And how about that for a celebration? Jebeli dancing his way through after Velasquez, I told you he was a maverick, completely overcommitted himself, and Tunisia have the lead after sustaining a degree of pressure from Venezuela. You'll see how far the goalkeeper comes here. And Jebeli, who switched flanks, cut inside Opcion, and it was a decent finish, but an easy one in the end for him. Velasquez went flying in, he kept his head, he kept his poise, and he found the net, and it's Tunisia 1, Venezuela 0, 25 minutes play. Once the goalkeeper had committed himself that far, there was always going to be danger for the Venezuelans, and at the other end, Ben Hessen celebrates. First blood to Tunisia, and he's been perhaps their best player, Chiheb Jebeli. Well, it's a blow for Venezuela because they'd done so well up to this point. There's a yellow card there being shown to one of the Tunisians. It might have been, it was in fact Marwan Sahrawi. First yellow card of the game, coming a minute after the first goal of the game in Sharjah. Another free kick to the Venezuelans, who'll be very keen to get themselves back on terms as quickly as possible. They've had two really good chances already. They've hit the woodwork through the man who will take this free kick, David Zalzman. And it wouldn't be too many if we begrudge them an equaliser because they've started well. Zalzman's free kick. Goalkeeper comes and it's a good looking punch, and he's elected to do that. And if you are going to punch, then make sure you get it out of harm's way. That's exactly what 17-year-old Sabri Ben Hessen has done. Meanwhile, there's a Tunisian player down, injured around the centre circle area. It'll be the first real stoppage of what's been a decent opening game in this group. It's the man who's got the goal who's on the deck. Chiheb Jebeli plays for Club Africain, along with several of his teammates. Confirmation of Sahrawi's yellow card. It's the only blemish so far on the opening 27 minutes for the Tunisians. Well, I think even they would concede the goal came a little bit against the run of play at the time. Venezuelans had hit the post, forced a good save, and were on the front foot. This is how the goal happened. And you'll just see how wrong the goalkeeper got it. He came way too far out too early, and Jebeli had the presence of mind. He got a little bit lucky, but he gambled, and then that was a really lovely turnaround. Opcion, once he'd done that, there was only Franco Diaz to beat, and he planted it into the net. And that's the man whose goal separates the two teams as we approach the half-hour mark. Let's hope he can continue, because he's looked a very, very lively player. Started the game playing down the left-hand side, switched across to the right. That's where he found his goal, and that's what it means to the Tunisian supporters here in Sharjah. Venezuela looking to make amends. It's played across to this near side. Tineo, the right fullback, hasn't really got any way to go here. Diaz sweeps it forward. And Velasquez, I did warn you, was capable of fireworks, and they're not all good. He is a superb shot stopper. I watched several of Venezuela's games in qualifying, and he was very much a star for them. In fact, they went, I think it was 334 minutes in that tournament before they conceded a goal. Awfully long time. And they were one of the best defensive units, but he is prone to moments of eccentric behaviour, and you saw one there. Quickly taken free kick by the Venezuelans, but they can't find room for the cross. It just drifted away from Lamantia, another player who was very much part of that team that finished second in the South American qualifying campaign. Frustration for him on this occasion, but he is capable. Solid header, finds Marquez. Lays it off again neatly. Marquina in the end is beaten in the tackle. Again, you can see Rafael Dudamel, the Venezuelan captain, barking instructions from the technical area. Unfortunate drop from the throw-in. And the ball is scuffed away for another throw, this time to Venezuela, close to the corner flag. Marquina has the ball in his hands. He's going to try and get distance on it. It's a nice little turn in the box. It wouldn't quite fall for him. It might now. At the moment, Tunisian defending is good. The shot is away and it's deflected. And the goalkeeper acrobatically attempts to save the corner. I'm not sure he's been successful. Shot on the turn was by Caraballo. How about that for a Superman impression from the Tunisian goalkeeper? It was all in vain in the end because he couldn't prevent it crossing the line. It's a good spot by the assistant on the near side, and it'll be a corner to Venezuela with 31 minutes played. Taken by Marquina. 5 Vino Tinto players in the box. Can't find any of them though. And in the end it's hoofed away out of danger by Ben Salem. And here's Haj Hassan. Here's Ben Salem again. It's a teasing ball through the middle, headed away by Diaz. Haj Hassan was in that centre forward position that he occupies, looking to try and get on the end of it, but it didn't work out. Jabelli, number 8, the goal scorer, is back on the pitch incidentally. Header away again is by Diaz. Marquina does nicely to take it away from Jabelli. This is Macera. And back to the goalkeeper. Oh dear. He's not having the best of days at the moment. Velasquez. It was an error, not quite as critical as the one he made earlier, but it wasn't a good kick. And he'll be disappointed so far with the way things have gone. So will he. Touch was by Caraballo, couldn't quite get it under his spell. Real tussle there. It's going to be a free kick to Venezuela. It's a little bit over-aggressive from Nidal Ben Salem, the Esperance Sportive player. Well, this is a game that neither side can afford to lose. I know that sounds obvious, but with Russia and Japan likely to be the big two, the format of this competition, of course, is that the top 2 of each group go through, plus some of the best placed third teams. So there is opportunity to reach the latter stages without necessarily winning the group or even finishing runners-up in the group. So if you lose against the opposition that you might consider to be slightly weaker than the other two, you're going to have a mountain to climb. Nice little flick though there by Marquez. We might get another yellow card here, I think we are. And it's been shown to Sabri Akrut. It's the second yellow that Tunisia have picked up, both of them defenders. Akrut joining Sahrawi in Khalil Al-Ghamdi's book. And another free kick opportunity for Venezuela, and the Tunisians know exactly how dangerous David Zalzman can be. He didn't have a great tournament in the qualifying Zalzman. Never quite got on the top of his game, but he looks a very, very useful player on today's evidence. Goalkeeper arranging his wall, 3 strong at the moment. It's just becoming a little bit breezy here in Sharjah as the evening falls. Makes it perhaps a little bit more difficult for the goalkeeper. Zalzman jumps over the ball. It's hit low. He might have taken a flick on the way through. It's going to be a corner to Venezuela. Ball was struck in the end by La Mancia. And you'll see the player who got the deflection was Bahedin Othman. It'll be a corner to Venezuela, who have 10 minutes left in the first half to try and get themselves level. Lamantia with the corner, great chance! Oh, and he didn't get his header on at all there. Franco Diaz, he came to him, he seemed to miss it. It allowed the defender to get in behind him and just get it away. Half a chance. Giving away another free kick, Tunisia. They can't keep doing that because I'm sure Zalzman eventually is going to get one of these right. Or perhaps somebody in the box is going to read it right, because he's put some really good balls in already. Big moment perhaps for Rafael Dudamel. Zalzman with the ball in. Another good one. It's well defended. A looping header back in was by Samuel Marquina. And his header was always going too high. And there's a Venezuelan down injured in the penalty area as a result of that. It's Eduardo Mesera, ever present in the qualifying campaign. Can play as a defensive midfield player. He's playing at left back today. Came up for that Zalzman delivery, which frustrated the bench as much as anyone else. Just got a blow in the jaw by the looks of it, but he's going to be okay. Here's Zalzman again. Just misjudged that pass a little bit. Tunisia might come forward here with Jebeli. This goal still separates the teams. Nice skill by him. This is good work by the Tunisians. The cross isn't bad either. And Maghmouchi couldn't get there. And suddenly there's a counter-attack. It's 3 against 3 for Venezuela. But Marquez couldn't get the ball forward towards Caraballo. La Mancia picks it up again. It's nicely worked into centre midfield. Good play this by Venezuela. I can't find the final touch, although they've won a free kick. There's going to be another yellow card. This time it's Muez Aboud, the recipient. And the Venezuelans frustrated by that challenge. In fact, it's a second yellow for Akrut. So he's gone. It's a red card. Just came across with the elbow. Very reckless from the defender. And Sabri Akrut, one of the Esperance Sportive collection from Tunisia, will play no further part. Sent off for a second yellow card with 38 minutes played. Can Venezuela double the punishment by converting the free kick? The home nation, of course, United Arab Emirates, had a player sent off yesterday and ended up losing by 2 goals to 1, I should say, against Honduras in Abu Dhabi. But there is a real opportunity here for Francisco La Mancia to try and get Venezuela level. It's well struck and well saved. That's the second really first-class save that Sabri Ben Hussein has made today. Diving across to repel the well-struck free kick by La Mancia. And with 10 men, they're going to need him in good form. One fancies the Tunisians. And it's been a tale of two goalkeepers in many ways this half. Ben Hassan's made 2 good saves. This was the latest of them, getting across full stretch to his left-hand side and getting strong hands on that Francisco Lamantia free kick. Took over the duties from David Zalzman. Got it on target, but the goalkeeper wasn't to be beaten at the other end. Baker Velasquez has dropped a clanger for Venezuela. But since then, we've had a sending off. But here come the 10-man Tunisians. It's a really good run by Haj Hassan. And a follow-up shot he didn't really get hold of. But it was very, very enterprising by the 17-year-old Etoile du Sahel player. Got through a crowd there. He was rather leaning back as he hit the shot, but Velasquez went all the way just in case. And he's frustrated, but he's the sort of player that if you give him a chance, he'll take it. He's already put one just over the, well, not just over, quite a long way actually over the bar, but that was a better effort. The way he set it up, which was most impressive. There's Marquina for Venezuela. That's the ball in midfield, tries to put it over the top towards Marquez. It was a misplaced one though. Less than 5 minutes to go to half-time. Tunisia 1, Venezuela 0 in the opening Group D match at the FIFA Under-17 World Cup. Here's Ben Salem. Cut out well by Diaz. This is Zalzman. Zalzman's lost that in midfield. It's Mouez Aboud who picks it up for Tunisia, and Vasim Nagamuchi, since Akrout got sent off, has adopted a slightly deeper position than number 6, who's normally the playmaker in midfield. Long ball, neatly defended by Opcion. This is Macera. Andres Benitez switches it to the near side, the right, as Venezuela attack. It's a patient build-up from them, looking to find a way through the depleted ranks of the Tunisian team. Zalzman tries to set up Marquez, gets a shot in on the turn, but it's blocked. Marquez wins the ball back though. Benitez plays it forward. Zalzman chipping it through. It doesn't quite come off, but again it was good work in and around the edge of the 18-yard box by the Venezuelan players. It was very quick interchange. Zalzman at the heart of it, as you'd expect. Here's Diaz, the captain. And now Caraballo. He's going to try his luck. It's a fine effort and it's just wide. Really well struck by Jose Caraballo. Had the goalkeeper sprawling. He's pointed to the corner flag, but there wasn't a touch. Good effort though. Venezuela have had more chances certainly than their opponents in this opening half, but it looks as if they're going to go into half-time trailing by a goal, despite their best efforts. Is clipped in by Sarawi, only half cleared by Venezuela. Here's Ben Salem. He's got a chance for a shot. Ben Salem just put a long way wide in the end, but worth a go when you're down to 10 men and there's only a minute to go to half time. Certainly worth a strike. He doesn't appear to agree with that. The coach Abdelhai Ben Sultan is very vocal, and he's one of these coaches who seldom looks very pleased with anything. And in the opposite dugout, Dudamel's beginning to feel the heat a little bit, as we all are in Sharjah, where it's still about 30 degrees at 5:45 in the evening. It does get dark quickly here. Midway through the second half, you'll find that night will have fallen. Here's La Mantia, produced a save from the excellent Ben Hassen a moment ago. This is Tineo. All the white shirts are sitting a long way back, very deep, the Tunisians, as Venezuela come forward, which can create problems, but not on this occasion. It didn't find Marquez. I'm sure that coach will be telling his players as the sign goes up that there'll be one added minute, but the 10 men are here for the taking, surely. Throw-in is taken by Marquino, and Tunisia will be very, very happy to just use up the last minute, get themselves back into the dressing room and try and take stock of how they're going to approach the second half with a player missing. Wind's just picked up again a little bit. A pale moon has appeared in the sky as well. Full moon over Sharjah. At the moment, the Tunisians, who've had to travel less distance from North Africa than their opponents from South America, who are enjoying things at the moment. Long ball forward is in. Hassem will chase it with Franco Diaz, but the Venezuelan captain very tidy. Very entertaining and eventful first half, certainly, to kick off the Group D campaign. And the half-time whistle is blown by the Saudi Arabian referee. The Venezuelan flag is flying, but not in terms of the scoreline. That man, Chiheb Jebeli, getting the opening goal after Baika Velasquez rushed out rather recklessly. The Venezuelan goalkeeper, he rounded him.